Visionaries, welcome back to the planet. Thank you for being here today. If you're watching the replay, do drop an apple in the comments so I can acknowledge you after the live. Have you heard of the Dirty Dozen list? If you're familiar with it, do drop a thumbs up or holler at me in the comments and let me know how familiar you are with it. But today's topic is I know well, and hopefully you appreciate it. So it's the Dirty Dozen versus Dr. Sebi's Alkaline Food List, and it's not really a versus. It's kind of just integrating the knowledge that I have to make sure that I'm of the optimal health and basically choosing nutritious foods that are not laden with pesticides or heavy metals and things of that nature. So the Dirty Dozen is helpful as a reference to see what products, produce primarily has been tested for those things. So basically, the Dirty Dozen list is a ranking of the most pesticide contaminated fruits and vegetables released each year by the Environmental Working Group or EWG. These foods have the highest levels of harmful pesticides when grown conventionally or non organic. So, why does that matter? Well, pesticides can disrupt hormones, affect gut health, and lead to long term toxicity in the body. So, generally, the Dirty Dozen list from 2024, I believe the 2025 is coming out in a few months, but at least from 2024, I'll start from the least contaminated, if you will, to the most. So, number 12 is green beans, 11 blueberries, then we have cherries, peppers, apples, nectarines, pears, peaches, grapes, collard, kale, and mustard greens. And then number two is spinach. Number one is strawberries. And I think the top five have been in that same configuration for the last few years at least. So, of the ones that I've just mentioned, are any of these your favorites in the list? And which ones do you eat most? Drop a comment in the live chat or down below and let me know what your favorite foods on this list might be. So, with that in mind, Dr. Sabi's food list is a configuration of fruits, vegetables, grains, oils, herbs, and some of those foods that I mentioned before are on Dr. Sabi's alkaline list. But where the two lists differ is generally Dr. Sabi's list is based on foods that are naturally alkaline. They're non-hybrid and non-GMO, so naturally occurring fruits, grains, vegetables that are natural in our environment. So the goal is to eat foods that support cellular health and detox the body naturally. So some of these foods that I mentioned, like fruits, berries, of all kinds, seeded watermelon. So the challenge on the alkaline diet, or at least Dr. Sabi's alkaline diet, is to find foods that are non-GMO that have the seeds in them. So seeded grapes, seeded watermelon, not seedless. And so I found that to be a challenge in a lot of the markets that I frequent to get produce and other foods. Also, burro bananas, so the smaller bananas, less starchy foods are usually on the alkaline list. Obviously, avocados and okra and other fruits are on the list as well. Vegetables like amaranth green, dandelion green, squash, as well, I believe. But some things, as they're categorized, doesn't necessarily matter too much whether it's fruit, vegetable, but there's a very extensive list, and I'll leave a link below to Dr. Sebi's food list that I've had throughout the years that you can use for reference as well. There's also grains like quinoa, wild rice, teff, kamut, those more natural grains, non-starch, non-bleached, non-overly processed grains. Oils, I mentioned this last week as well. So you want to focus on olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, not a lot of oils, seed oils or canola oil, peanut oil, those kinds of oils, because as they cook and as they're processed, they have things that are not natural to the body and how your body processes things. So you want to stay kind of away from those and focus on more natural oils, natural to your body, that is, for you to digest. So the ones that I mentioned previously are ones that you should focus on if you're interested in practicing the alkaline diet. Also, herbs like burdock root, dandelion root, elderberries, things that have herbal and therapeutic properties to them. So, as I was mentioning last week, some of the teas that I enjoy come from those types of fruits and herbs. You again want to avoid hybrid and seedless fruits. And it's the diet itself is designed to eliminate mucus toxins. So mucus is a kind of a reaction to unnatural foods and inflammation in the body from trying to process things that aren't natural. And obviously, as I was mentioning, the Dirty Dozen list can have excess toxins in them from the pesticides and the soils that those things are grown in, the heavy metals that's in the soil, things of that nature. So just being careful with your body and feeding yourself more natural foods is, how you can stay optimally healthy. And then also, the alkaline diet promotes natural healing and cellular regeneration. So if your body has the right fuel that's free of toxins and other things, it's easier for your body to have the fuel it needs and the nutrients that it needs to repair itself. So I'm just curious, for those in the live and those watching the replay, have you started transitioning to more alkaline foods or a different way of eating in general? If so, definitely drop a comment in the chat and let me know, and down below as well, and let me know where you are on your journey. So essentially, can you eat dirty dozen foods and still be alkaline? Well, let's talk about the balance. If you can't avoid dirty dozen foods completely, or at least get the organic, non GMO versions of these foods, you can still minimize the impact of any challenges that um, trying to avoid the impurities of you might encounter. So ways to reduce pesticide exposure, again, is to buy organic when possible. If you can't buy organic, if it's too expensive, if it's not available in your local markets, then you would want to soak your produce, maybe in a vinegar and baking soda wash or bath to help remove some of the external pesticides that might be on the outer surface of the food. And then prioritize detoxifying alkaline foods to balance out any of the exposure. So, if you again look at the alkaline list and find the foods that you enjoy on that list and have those on a regular basis, that can help to counteract some of the exposure that you might have to foods that are hybrid, are GMO, are on the Dirty Dozen list. Some alkaline swaps for the Dirty Dozen, since strawberries was number one, even though they're on the Dr. Sebi alkaline list. You might want to consider some alternatives. Again, if you can't find wild strawberries or organic non-GMO strawberries, to maybe try something, another fruit you enjoy, maybe seeded watermelon. Again, watermelon with the seeds, not without. is what would be approved on Dr. Sebi's alkaline list. Maybe instead of spinach is not on Dr. Sebi's alkaline list, maybe try amaranth greens, dandelion greens, arugula greens of that kind. Again, even though apples are on Dr. Sebi's alkaline list because they are on the Dirty Dozen, maybe try some seeded grapes or dates or things that where there's less propensity or exposure to pesticides. Um, Also, if you've been eating non-organic fruits and vegetables, it's important to detox your body from the pesticides and heavy metals. And again, as I mentioned before, some ways that I do that is utilizing burdock root tea. So this purifies the blood and supports liver detox. Dandelion tea is a great source. It helps flush out pesticides and supports kidney function. I also use bitters in my diet. So wormwood extract is an anti-parasitic and helps clean the gut. Black walnut extract, it removes harmful toxins from the body as well. And then getting those nutrients in sea moss and bladderwrack um, helps replenish minerals lost to toxicity. Some of these heavy metals and things have chelating properties, so it's taking out the good nutrients that you have in your body, and leaving you at a mineral and nutrient deficit. So you definitely want to replenish the good nutrients that you need in your diet, the good things. So, do you currently use any detox methods in your diet? Do you fast on occasion or utilize herbs, teas, things of that nature to detox? If you do definitely comment in the live. Comment down below if you're watching the replay to let me know so that I can continue to share ideas with you and learn from you as to what works best for you as well. And then just how I detox again and cleanse my system. For me, morning routine cleansing is key. If you haven't seen my live from last week, I'll leave the link so that you can take a look at that. But basically, I was talking about starting my day by drinking spring water and organic lime juice to flush toxins out, eating hydrating fruits like melons or grapefruit, things of that nature to cleanse and replenish the nutrients and hydration in my body before then I add more food to the mix, just giving myself that time, my body to rest and digest the food from the previous 24-hour period where I ate. Again, I only eat one meal a day in my diet. That's what I found is best for my digestion and more nutritious, hydrating, relaxing, healthy, and natural for me. So again, hydrate first thing in the morning, and then I drink detox teas before bed to again aid in digestion and absorption of nutrients. I eat high fiber alkaline foods daily, and then use the bitters for cleansing as well. So it's kind of a 5-step process that I go throughout the day, each day, to make sure my body is moving uh, as efficiently as possible, and then again, have the building blocks it needs to be healthy. So, cleansing your liver as well as making sure all of your other organs are healthy, but the liver is especially important because it's responsible for breaking down toxins and fats as well. If you have challenges with weight, sometimes it has to do with your liver function. And if your liver is clogged, weight loss is harder, energy is slower, and digestion is pretty sluggish. So I was sharing last week that I noticed that my metabolism has slowed down as I age, but more so generally just how my body processes foods have slowed down. So I will have indigestion and things just not moving through as it should, which means I wasn't getting the nutrients I should, which means I didn't have the energy I should to move more and, just have a healthy cycle. And that essentially caused weight gain, inflammation, things of that nature. So, the way I'm eating and the routine that I have and the clean habits that I have for my body inside and out is helping me a lot in staying focused, staying healthy, staying in a mindset as well, healthy mindset of making my body, mind, soul healthier all together. And that's what the diet is doing for me. So I truly believe food is thy medicine, and utilizing and optimizing my routine has helped me to kind of turn around what I was experiencing when I was eating a different way. So, last question: do you cleanse your body regularly? What do you do? What's your go to method for detox? Please comment in the live and below and let me know. And generally, my final thoughts again, thank you for tuning in today. If you're catching the replay, let me know in the comments. Do you avoid the dirty dozen? Do you follow Dr. Sebi's food list? Do you do a mix of both? How are you eating? How is your diet? How are you participating in different ways of eating and focus for your health and wellness? How does that look for you on a daily basis? And also be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss my next update on alkaline living, fasting, and detoxing. I wish you peace and blessings, family.